and energy. Not so much in your forecast. A lot of energy in the forecast as it relates to sunshine and warmer temperatures and a nice dry spell that should carry us through right around Tuesday, and even that first chance of precipitation is not all that great of one, I'm glad to report, and we're still looking at a few days close to the 60-degree mark. We'll talk about that in more detail, as well as some other headlines before we leave you for the weekend, which is definitely improving. But most importantly, perhaps for your weekend, we need to remind you that daylight savings time officially rolls through as we roll clocks forward at 2 a.m. on Sunday. So be sure and spring those clocks forward to the tune of 1 hour as you go to bed Saturday night. It's a great time, as well as we always want to take a moment to remind you to put fresh batteries in all of those smoke and carbon monoxide alarms in your home, business, or elsewhere. It's just a very important life-saving thing to give your family time to escape a fire or any type of a carbon monoxide poisoning accident. And if there are no batteries in them, well, of course, they're not working either. And we have seen evidence, sadly, on the program, sometimes, fortunately, lives saved by a working smoke alarm, and sometimes we've seen lives and certainly property lost as a result of not having one. And we've also seen here, as of very, very late, a lot of cold air and a lot of downright gruesome temperatures, and of course that means a lot of heat being used in a lot of sources that you might not use on a regular basis. So please check those batteries. 2,200 people or around about die from structure fires, home fires on average a year, and about 400 people suffer some sort of a carbon monoxide poisoning event. Actually, 400 deaths associated with carbon monoxide every year, and several thousand as it relates to some sort of poisoning each year. And many of those who died as a result of their structure fire did not have working smoke or carbon monoxide detectors in their home. So change those batteries this weekend. Smoke alarms should be installed on every level of your home and inside each bedroom. Carbon monoxide alarms should be installed on every level of the home and outside each sleeping area. And if you've got one that you may have pulled a battery from because maybe the kitchen, maybe the stove, maybe the shower steam was making it go off, relocate it, put it where it needs to be, and fix it as well. We can't do anything about losing an hour of sleep this weekend, but we can certainly offer a reminder that will hopefully help save someone's life and their property as well. Daylight savings time, Saturday, as you go to bed. Well, flooding is still an issue for a lot of the viewing area in Johnson County. Well, they've seen a lot longer crest, a lot longer period for the crest of the Leviza Fork of the Big Sandy to arrive. In fact, Gary McClure of the Emergency Management over in Johnson County says they have been closely watching, and as of 1 o'clock this afternoon, the stage was at 34.8 feet is where the river was. Flood stage considered 35 feet, so very near that, and some structures have already seen some flood waters. And these are just some of the pictures you can find and situations as well. This taken over around the Paintsville Lake, where no one was getting in there today. This also around Johnson Central and a whole lot of other areas in Paintsville. McClure also stated in his report that a preliminary crest of 34.9 feet had happened right around 12:30 this afternoon. So they are hoping that the river will actually fall below 28 feet on Saturday morning. At 35 feet, though, of course, low-lying areas flood. The underpass at Kentucky 40 was closed, separating the town east of the river. The left bank was overtopped, flooding Bridge Street, and as you can see from pictures, it's been a mess. They have had more to deal with than we have had here in McGoffin County, and of course Pike County has also got in on it as well, as they've seen some significant flooding, and some pictures we'll get to in just a few moments. But fortunately for everyone, the waters are starting to recede at this hour, have been in Johnson County now for a couple of hours, and they'll continue to do so until we look ahead at our next rainfall event. Only a slight chance of some this is the apartments down there in the same area of Paintsville. Only a slight chance of some rain on Tuesday, but we've got some more precipitation, and possibly by the latter part of next week, we're looking at another inch or two of total rainfall. So we're hoping to get this water out of here. We're hoping to get the thaw on with all of this warm air that's going to rush in and get us back to some sort of a normal before we see more rain rolling in late next week. These photographs sent in from viewers and posted on social media from residents throughout Johnson County show just what kind of situations they have dealt with. And, of course, this one certainly kind of drives home the fact. And that fact is that Pikeville, too, has seen their share of flooding. JCPenney and that plaza in Pikeville has seen significant floodwaters, which, too, are starting to finally recede. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. While we added a very respectable 6 inches to our snowfall tallies here in eastern Kentucky, as we all know by now, central Kentucky saw much, much more, and that includes Frankfort, where they're still digging out. As a result of that snowfall, a lot of governmental offices closed, and that also includes the Kentucky Court of Appeals. And that, of course, translates into the fact that we have no dates in regards to a possible hearing to hear the appeal, which has now been filed on behalf of all parties involved in the case of John Montgomery versus the McGoffin County Board of Elections and Judge Executive Dr. Charles Hardin. I've already reported to you on the filing of the appeal on behalf of Dr. Hardin, Judge Executive Hardin, and of course appealing the judge, the judge's ruling, that being Judge John David Preston, in which he declared Hardin's office vacant and also declared that there was no winner of the election, essentially, and not awarding the election to Montgomery, just declaring the office vacant and throwing out the election. Since Hardin's official appeal has been filed with the Kentucky Court of Appeals, now so has the notice of appeal on behalf of the Board of Elections themselves, who have too filed their appeal. That also included their filing of a $1,000 supersedious bond in order to retain their positions therein during the appeal process, and a cross appeal has also been filed on behalf of John Montgomery, who is challenging or appealing the judge's decision in regards to Montgomery not being declared the winner of the election based on the fraud that Judge Preston says was a part of the election process, but he also declared that there was no indication that Montgomery was to be declared the winner per his ruling. But Montgomery has since filed a cross appeal. So all three parties, Montgomery, the Board of Elections, and Judge Hardin, will have a hearing before the Board of Elections, which has been out of office for 2 days now due to the winter storm. We'll have a call in next week as to find out when those hearings will be held and when the next step in the process will take place. And for McGoffin County residents curious about garbage collection, as yet another winter storm has, of course, wreaked havoc on not just your garbage service, but a whole lot of other services as well. I did receive the following information from Marianne Ward of Rumpke here in McGoffin County. She tells me that drivers will attempt to pick up garbage tomorrow. Now, they will service Friday customers tomorrow. If your garbage was to be picked up today, they are going to attempt to get to those tomorrow. Then they will proceed to the Burning Fork area tomorrow as well. They at least have hopes there of it. The transfer station will be open till noon tomorrow for anyone needing to pay their bill or drop off your garbage. They know that this has been putting everyone behind on their routes, but they'll be back on a regular schedule next week, as is Mother Nature, we hope. So once again, Rumpke will be collecting Friday's garbage tomorrow. Then they will service the Burning Fork area. Transfer station is open till noon if you need to pay your bill or if you need to drop off some garbage that might be getting a bit out of hand. And they do apologize, but indeed, we can all blame this one on Mother Nature. More headlines in a moment. I've got a few things that have come in for the community calendar, which are still a few days away or a little bit more, but I need to go ahead and mention them briefly tonight so you can go ahead and work them into your calendar, maybe start making some plans to attend or be a part of these. Now, next week, I will be talking to someone from the McGoffin County Extension Service. We'll talk about the Kentucky Tree Recovery Campaign. It's an event set for a week from tomorrow here in McGoffin County, and they'll be planting trees. You'll be able to take some home with you as well, and we'll find out more about it. It's set for Saturday, March the 14th. Another event for veterans coming up on March the 18th is the Stand Down for Homeless Veterans event. It's going to be in Pikeville at the Homeless Veterans Transitional Living Center. They're going to have health screenings and haircuts and dental screenings, service referrals and housing referrals, and also information on veterans benefits. Come by and receive all these services and referrals. There will also be a free lunch. Homeless veterans, at-risk veterans, disabled veterans are welcome to attend. That's March the 18th, so you may want to, of course, make note of that. Also coming up next, they've had to postpone it on a couple of occasions due to one winter storm after another, but the next event to help you become totally tobacco-free and independent at the McGoffin County Health Department has been set for the 24th in a few days. And for all of you, and I know a lot of you out there take part in a whole lot of these events and the like, Judy's Place for Kids out of Pikeville is having a 5K run walk. It's a 5K run, 1 mile walk. It's not until April the 11th, but I think you might want to go ahead and mark it on your calendar as we see spring start to move in. We'll see a lot more of these events. It's going to be a superhero theme, Superheroes Unite, Run with Courage, Saturday, April the 11th at the Eastern Kentucky Expo Center. You can register online by going to Judy's Place. That's JUDIS place.org. Superhero theme. That sounds really cool, and of course for a wonderful, wonderful cause. So I'll put those in the calendar when I get a bit closer, but I thought I needed to go ahead and make mention of them now so you can maybe put them into your plans. That leaves, one quick update. No big changes. I think I mentioned them in brief last night, and I may have had to cut that out. I'm not quite for certain, but 15th Region basketball action gets underway. The only changes we've seen in lieu of the winter storm are the fact that some of the girls' games have been moved up and will take place tomorrow before boys' action. All first-round boys' action for 15th Region basketball at the Expo Center start tomorrow. First game is at 2:30. That's Sheldon Clark and East Ridge. Shelby Valley and Johnson Central are at 6:30 in case you're interested. And then, of course, a couple of girls' games had to be moved up in the 15th Region, and those are Belfry and Johnson Central. That matchup set for tomorrow morning at 10:30, and the Sheldon Clark and Prestonsburg matchup, semifinal matchup, is at noon tomorrow. And then boys action, talk about a full day of basketball, and then the boys championship is Tuesday of next week, while the girls championship will be this Sunday. And the 16th Region down at Moorhead hasn't even started as of yet. Morgan County is set to take on Ashland Blazer. That not until Monday, and their championship is until Thursday of next week. With that said, here's some more numbers to post this evening in lieu of a forecast that will, as I mentioned last night, nearly see, well, closer to a 60-point swing, I guess. I had a -1 here at the newsroom overnight and during the early morning hours instead of the -7. Cold enough for me. While we will see 59 or 60 degrees on Thursday, it still makes for a very big temperature swing between now and then.
And I've still got community calendar, a lot of birthdays and other announcements, and maybe some other headlines to work in. Just that is not quite ready for air. So I'm going on to your forecast this time. We're not at the end of the program, just kind of switching gears this evening. I started off at -1, picked up 44 degrees, so we topped out at 43 here at the newsroom. And it was kind of brief, but we've already come back to the 30s, and we're falling down to a low of 13 degrees tonight. It's an improvement. We can say that. Clear skies, a southwest wind, I guess we could say. Calm wind becoming southwest around 5 miles per hour after midnight. So we'll pick up 5 miles per hour from the southwest later on tonight. But that's not that much to worry with. Not really affecting wind chill factors. Tomorrow we will have a wind chill factor early, though. We'll see some southwest winds kind of pick up, maybe up to 10 miles per hour. And early in the morning, we'll see wind chills around 5 degrees. But ultimately, the sun's coming back out. We're going to see 45 and an improved low of 27 degrees tomorrow night under nothing more than partly cloudy skies. So I would call that a nice Saturday. I would call it a great Saturday in comparison, but it's a nice one anytime. Sunday, even better, partly sunny and temperatures climbing. 48 degrees. We might have a west-southwest wind, 3 to 6 miles per hour to speak of, but that's it. And a low right at the freezing mark on Sunday. We continue to see improvements in temperatures, and we'll see the 50s, I think. Just barely, but enough to say that we'll see them on Monday. The first of the work week starts off partly sunny with 50 degrees for daytime highs, a 35 nighttime low. Now, you'll notice late Monday night we do have a 30% chance of some showers under mostly cloudy skies, and that will lead into the first part of your Tuesday with a continued 20% of showers or some rain early Tuesday. Not that great of a rain maker for this event. We'll see 52, partly sunny, and that slight chance of showers, and comfortably above freezing Tuesday night. The next rainmaker might come towards the latter part of the week that I mentioned earlier. It's not even in the forecast as of yet, so I'm not even going there. 57 degrees, though, is where I'm going on your Wednesday. We'll see mostly sunny skies midweek, 57 and 37 for high and lows. No complaints whatsoever. Wednesday night, partly cloudy skies, a low of 37. Thursday right now looks to be the peak of your forecast where it's going to be dry, mostly sunny, and right at 60 degrees. No complaints with that either. I'll be back with the rest of your news following these messages. And following a pretty decent forecast all in all, wouldn't you think? I'll be right back. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. Now it's time for some birthdays this Friday, beginning with a wish, it says, to our little angel, McKinley Grace Bailey, a very special 6th birthday today. With a whole lot of love from Mom and Dad, family, and friends, it's McKinley Grace Bailey's 6th birthday. Happy birthday. This one says a happy belated birthday to Caden Reisner, 4 on Tuesday. So he's now 4 and a couple of days on top. Happy birthday. Love Sissy and Hanny. Happy Sissy and Hannah. Happy 4th birthday to Caden Reisner. And a happy 1st birthday today to Rylan Reisner. A whole lot of love from Sissy and Hannah, family and friends. It's a special 1st birthday today to Rylan Reisner. And we've got a 4th, we got a 1st, and now put them together, we got a 5th birthday to Caitlin. Happy birthday, Caitlin. She's 5 today. From Mom, Dad, Bubby, a whole lot of family and friends, too. Happy birthday. Happy birthday yesterday. She's 5 in a day, mind you, to Caitlin. Happy birthday, Caitlin. If you're looking for a little entertainment and perhaps some fellowship this weekend, got it for you. Kearney Free Will Baptist Church says they're picking and a grinning tomorrow at 7, and the True Gospel Echoes are going to be there with them. Pastor Butch Whitaker invites you to come on over and join them. Picking and grinning with the Echoes tomorrow at 7 at Kearney Free Will. And the McGoffin County Youth Baseball and Softball Organization has their next round of sign-ups set for tomorrow afternoon, 2:30 till 4:30 for 2 hours at your Sagersville Dairy Queen. I know there's snow. I know the park is a mess, but baseball and softball season is going to be here in a couple of days, one way or the other. So get them signed up, Mom and Dad, or whoever can take them on down to Dairy Queen tomorrow, and that's once again for 2 hours starting at 2:30. And our next blood drive in McGoffin County is set for this Wednesday, 12:30 till 5 at the McGoffin Medical Building behind the Sagersville Subway. All donators get a My Blood Type is Wildcat Blue t-shirt, and 2 of them will get a Walmart gift card worth $25. That's this Wednesday, 12:30 to 5, behind Subway at the McGoffin Medical Building. And I've got 2 more reminders for you. At least, well, maybe 1. We'll see. Sagersville Kiwanis is taking nominations for their Citizen and Group of the Year Awards mail nominations to Kiwanis in Sagersville, P.O. Box 62. Yeah, and there's that last reminder. The McGoffin County Extension Service is taking fruit and vegetable plant orders until March the 20th. Call your local Extension Service in McGoffin County at 349-3216. And call me absolutely anytime you've got a birthday, anniversary, or calendar announcement. And our last announcement for this evening is services to be held in honor of Ronnie Ray Miller, P. Ronnie Miller, 62 of Whitley Road, who passed away on Wednesday. The reminder is there is a change in services due to the bad weather. He was the son of the late Willard Miller and Lanny Vanderpool Wireman. He's survived by his wife Angela and son Virgil and daughters April Dawn Gamble, and Brandy Joe Hickman. Due to the weather, visitation starts this evening, continues all day tomorrow, and then services start Sunday at 1, all of which from the McGoffin County Funeral Home Chapel. And I've got one more story for you this evening. In lieu of the fact that we had some technical difficulties with our 7 o'clock feed earlier in the week, and one of the reports was our exclusive interview with Agriculture Commissioner James Comer and, of course, candidate for governor. And in the fact that I've got 4 minutes left tonight because we had another story that didn't come through in time for air, I'm going to replay his interview this evening. And also, I cut the final, I think, 60 seconds off last time due to time constraints. So I'm hoping to get it in its entirety this evening. This is James Comer as he was in McGoffin County earlier this week for a fundraiser, one of several stops he says he hopes to make in McGoffin County between now and the May primary.
We're inside of 80 days before the primary. So all of the organization that we put together over the past 5.5 months is starting to be activated. People are making phone calls. We're getting great crowds everywhere we go, like the one we had here in McGoffin County tonight. Lots of energy, lots of excitement. Every poll that's come out has showed me in the lead. My running mate, Chris McDaniel's been very well received all across the state. You're seeing Comer McDaniel bumper stickers on cars in every county in the state. So hopefully everything's going in our direction, and I'm here tonight just asking people for support, trying to continue to build the organization and hopefully creating a pathway to victory in the primary on May the 19th and then again in the general in November. Well, I was a state representative for 11 years, and let me say first, I'm a businessman. I have a large farming operation in Monroe County. I'm a director of a bank, so I have a tremendous private sector background. I've also been in state government. I've been a state representative for 11 years. Now I'm in my 4th year as Commissioner of Agriculture. I've worked closely with a lot of the leaders in eastern Kentucky to try to help create jobs and add value to what people produce. We came up with the Appalachia Proud program. What that means, if you see the Appalachia Proud symbol on something, it's like the Kentucky Proud symbol with Appalachia Proud on it. That means that product is a Kentucky Proud product produced or manufactured in eastern Kentucky by an eastern Kentucky farm family or an eastern Kentucky small business. That's something that the Chop Shop up the road uses there in Lee City. They use the Appalachia Proud brand and many others in this part of the state. That's to signify that it came from eastern Kentucky, because a lot of people want to support eastern Kentucky. If you go to Lexington, you're going to find a high percentage of people that they may live in Lexington, but they grew up in eastern Kentucky or their families in eastern Kentucky, and they want to support eastern Kentucky because they realize that the policies of Barack Obama have really held eastern Kentucky back and hurt the economy in eastern Kentucky. So I've tried to work with eastern Kentucky to try to create jobs, help farm families as Commissioner of Agriculture, and I want to do that as governor.
So we at the Kentucky Department of Agriculture pledge to act as a resource for our colleges and universities to develop the next big agriculture enterprise here in eastern Kentucky.
We saw a Senate race that brought to the forefront on a grand scale a lot of issues facing eastern Kentucky and a lot of the state as well. What do you foresee the issues in your gubernatorial race as being, and do they differ as to what you think they should be?
Well, with respect to eastern Kentucky, I'm the only candidate that's running for governor, a Republican or Democrat, who's actually sued the federal government and won. I sued the Obama administration and won. You have every candidate, especially on the Republican side, saying, if I win, I'm going to sue the Obama administration. I've actually done that and won. Very few people in America can say that. I'll do the same with their ridiculous regulations that are holding hardworking families back in eastern Kentucky. The Obama administration and you know, many of the people in his party in the state have let policies be enacted that are hostile to the private sector. They've caused families to break up. They've caused families to have to pack up, and move out of eastern Kentucky to go to other parts of the state for good paying jobs. I want to reverse the trend. I want to go back and say we're not going to abide by these EPA regulations that have held our coal industry back and our hard-working farm families back. And I did that as Commissioner of Agriculture. I'll do that as governor. I want to attract private sector investment into the state. And let me say this about coal. I believe in coal. I believe there's a future in coal. But I also believe that we have to diversify the economy in eastern Kentucky. We need to have good paying factories in this part of the state. We need to attract young entrepreneurs to start new high-tech businesses in eastern Kentucky. And as governor, I will go above and beyond to try to attract that type of investment into eastern Kentucky to help create good paying jobs for people in eastern Kentucky.